Internet is surely one of the biggest inventions of our human race. It literally revolutionized the way we interact with the world. I'm sure you all would agree that today Internet is as important as food, clothes and shelter. The most interesting part is that Internet was invented in 1983, so it is just 40 years old. Mind you, we humans exist since more than 3 lakh years. So if you put the human evolution over a timeline of 100 years, Internet was invented just 5 days ago. And today's biggest business empires are built around Internet and its ecosystem, including Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Meta, and the list goes on. Now, just after 18 years when Internet revolutionized the world, we saw the birth of Google in 1998 that literally disrupted the way we seek information. Google search made every information available at our fingertips with just few clicks. I'm sure we all use Google services in our everyday life. Now, after 22 years of birth of Google, the world has witnessed another crazy invention. It's called ChatGPT. I'm sure you all have heard this buzzword ChatGPT in the last few months, but very few of you would have actually used it to understand the potential of ChatGPT. What if I tell you that ChatGPT has emerged as a major threat to the entire existence of Google? And that is the reason I considered ChatGPT as one of the biggest inventions of 21st century. Just to give you an idea of popularity of ChatGPT, within 2 months of its launch, it already has more than 100 million active users. For comparison, Instagram took 2.5 years to get 100 million users. That makes ChatGPT the fastest used app in the world. So in this video, I want to discuss what exactly is this ChatGPT and how it is specifically disrupting the world of personal finance and investment with some real-world examples. Finally, I have discussed the pros and cons of ChatGPT. I'm sure this video would provide a lot of information and would be very useful in terms of learning how to use ChatGPT in your daily life. So watch this video till the end. Alright, let's not waste any time and get started. So ChatGPT is basically an artificial intelligence based chatbot that is developed by OpenAI and released in November 2022. Since it is built on AI model, you can interact with ChatGPT just like you interact with humans. Yes, you heard it right. You can type anything you want in natural language and ChatGPT will respond in a natural language. So you can get a feel that you are interacting with a human. Now the big question is how ChatGPT is different from Google and why Google considered ChatGPT as its biggest threat. So today if you need any information, you simply Google it. What Google does is it crawls through the web and get you the right websites and resources within seconds that answers your query. You can visit those websites or watch the videos. But the limitation with Google is that it does not provide its own content. What ChatGPT does is it crawls through the entire internet, processes the information using its machine learning algorithm and provides you with its own content in a natural language. Not only that, since ChatGPT is built on AI, its model is smart enough to understand the context and provide you with relevant information in a natural language. To be really honest, nowadays I've almost stopped using Google search to get answers for my queries. I directly use ChatGPT. And I'm sure in the near future, majority of you will be using ChatGPT instead of Google. It's that disruptive. In fact, even the plagiarism checker can't detect that whether the content is originally created by you or you have copied the content. With Google search, if you copy the content, plagiarism checker tools can easily detect plagiarism, but not with ChatGPT. That's a great news for some lazy students and not so great news for their teachers. Okay, now let us try to explore ChatGPT to understand its usage in the world of finance and investment. Alright, so this is the UI of ChatGPT. On top, you can see the address as chat.openai.com. Once you click on this, you will see a home page and you need to create an account. Once you create an account, you will be able to see this UI. On bottom, you have an option to send a message. So let's type some message. Let's say you want ChatGPT to build a retirement plan for you. So let's type it. Hi, can you please help me build a retirement plan? There you go. So ChatGPT has started responding. Of course, I would be happy to help you build a retirement plan. To get started, I'll need to ask you a few questions to get a better understanding of your current financial situation and goal. What is your current age? What age do you plan to retire? What is your current income? What is your current expenses? Do you have an outstanding debt? So it will ask a few questions. You need to give response to them, and then it will build a plan for you. Now let's say you want to make it very specific. So for example, here it is saying, are you currently contributing to a retirement account such as 401? So this is basically for US. Now it is very important that to get the right response, you need to ask a right question, and that has to be very specific. So let's just type, can you please help me build a retirement plan for India? I want to retire in next 20 years with a corpus of 5 crore rupees. So let's type this and let's see what it replies. So it's saying, sure, I can help you build a retirement plan for India. To accumulate a corpus of 5 crore in 20 years, you'll need to save and invest a significant amount of money each year. Let's assume an inflation rate of 6% per year and a conservative rate of return of 8% on your investment. Here are some steps you can take to achieve your goal. Determine your current financial situation, define your retirement lifestyle, determine your retirement age, estimate your retirement corpus, then determine your annual saving, choose the right investment options, monitor your review and progress. Again, I found it very generic. So if you want to do it very specific, let's do it. So let's just type, this response is very generic. Can you please help me how I can invest per month and where I should invest per month to build a corpus of 5 crore in next 20 years. So let's see what it replies. So again, you can see there are various investment options. It has suggested equity mutual fund, debt mutual fund, public provident, national pension. It has also mentioned the return. So then it is saying consider a systematic investment plan, review. Now let's say you want to know where you should invest in mutual fund. Can you please help me identify some mutual funds to invest my money every month to build a corpus of 5 crore. So here you go. It is saying, sure, you can, here are the future mutual funds. It is suggesting first as Mera Asset Large Cap Fund. This is a large cap equity fund that has consistently delivered good return over the long term. The fund invests in blue chip companies that have a proven track record of performance. Then it is suggested Axis Focus 25, ICICI Prudential Equity Debt Fund, SBI Blue Chip Fund, HDFC Balanced Advantage Fund. So here it has given few suggestions. Now let's ask how much money I should invest in these mutual funds. Can you please help me how much money I should invest in each of these mutual funds? So it says the amount you should invest in each of these mutual funds will depend on several factors such as your current financial situation, risk tolerance, investment goal, time horizon, and then it has suggested allocation as well. A sample allocation 25% in this, 25% in this, and likewise. Now again, let's do a little more in-depth analysis. So let's say it has not suggested any passive mutual fund. So let's type it. You have not suggested any passive mutual fund. Can you please help me if passive mutual fund is good option or not? There you go. So it is saying passive mutual fund, also known as index fund, can be a good option for long-term investment. These funds track a benchmark such as Nifty 50 or BSE Sensex and aim to replicate its performance. They have lower expense ratio compared to active mutual fund, and they do not require a fund manager to research and select. So by the way, you can ask any query. What is the difference between active versus passive? What is expense ratio? All your queries will be answered in a very natural language. And this is what makes OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, different from Google. So there you go. It has suggested some passive mutual fund as well. HDFC Index Fund, ICICI Prudential, UTI, Nifty, SBI Nifty, Axis Nifty. And then, so let's do one thing. Let's try to understand stock investment. So let's say you want to know some of the important themes, some of the sunrise sectors in the Indian stock market in the future. So let's type, can you please help me identify sunrise sectors in India for equity investment? There you go. So it says Sure, here are some sunrise sectors in India that you can consider for equity investment. First is healthcare. With an aging population and increasing awareness about health and wellness, healthcare sector in India is poised for strong growth. Companies that are involved in pharma, hospital, medical equipment, diagnosis could be good investment opportunity. Next is digital payment. The shift towards digital payment is accelerating in India, driven by increasing smartphone adoption, push towards cashless economy. Companies that provide digital payment solution, such as your payment gateway, mobile wallet, payment banks, could be a good investment option. Then third, it is suggesting e-commerce, that is suggesting renewable energy. Indian government has set a target to achieve 175 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2022, and then companies that are involved in production of renewable energy are bound to grow. That is suggesting education. Now let's try to understand some of the blue chip stocks from ChatGPT. What are some of the blue chip stocks to invest in Indian market? Let's have a look what it suggests. By the way, it also identified the mistake. So there is a mistake in spelling, but still it has identified what we are trying to say. So blue chip stocks are large, well-established companies, and there you go. It has even suggested the names Reliance, TCS, SDFC, Infosys, ICICI, HUL, Kotak Mahindra, Bajaj Finance, L&T, and Airtel. So there you go. It has got few suggestions in blue chip category. Now let's try to understand, can it help us identify some of the mid-cap and small-cap companies? Can you please suggest some of the mid-cap and small-cap companies with good growth prospect? Let's see what it replies. So it says mid-cap and small-cap companies are considered to have higher growth potential than blue-chip stocks, but they come with higher risk. Here's some mid-cap and small-cap companies in India that you can consider. There you go. It is suggesting Havells, Adani Transmission, Bajaj Electrical, Ramco, Minda Industry, Gujarat Gas, Crompton Grease, Godrej Property, PI Industry, Shriram Transport. Then suggested some small cap companies as well. KNR, Suven Life Science, Kaplan Point, Saregama, Symphony, KPIT, KEI Industry, and so on. Again, it is important to note that mid-cap and small cap carries higher risk. Therefore, it is important to conduct thorough research and analysis before investing in these stocks. So I found this response very intuitive and very interesting. This is just an example. You can ask anything you want. So let's say you want to know what are some of the companies in India that has got very good return on equity. Can you please suggest companies with very high return on equity in India? Let's see, because high ROE means good profitability, and that is a key for company to generate good return in the future. So it is suggesting some companies like HDFC Bank, Asian Paints, Kotak Mahindra along with the ROE. Then Berger Paint, Pidilite, Bajaj Finance, TCS, Nestle. This is very, very interesting, isn't it? Now, let's say you want to know some of the best books in the world of finance and investment. Can you please help me identify some of the best books in finance and investment world? So here is the response. First one is Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Then it says The Essays of Warren Buffett. Again, a classic read. Then third, it says A Random Walk Down the Wall Street. Again, a great book to study. Then you have One Upon Wall Street, one of my favorite, by Peter Lynch. Then you have Uncommon Stock and Uncommon Profits. Then The Little Book of Common Sense Investing. The Four Pillars of Investment by William J. Bernstein. Then Security Analysis, Margins of Safety. Then Psychology of Money. Now, let's say you want to know the summary. You don't have time to read the book. So let's say you want to know the summary of Psychology of Money. So let's say, please share chapter-wise summary of the Psychology of Money. So Psychology of Money. Let's see. Brilliant. Look at this. Sure, here's a chapter-wise summary of Psychology of Money. There you go. It says, Chapter 1, No One is Crazy. This chapter explored the idea that everyone's behavior with money makes sense to them, even if it seems irrational or unpredictable to others. The author says that understanding this principle can help us become more empathic and effective in our financial decision. Then Chapter 2 is Luck and Risk. Chapter 3, Never Enough. So there you have the entire chapter-wise summary it is creating for you. Isn't it brilliant? And likewise, like I said, you can ask anything you want and ChatGPT will give you the response. In fact, the response is not just limited to English language. You can even type Hindi language. So let's say you type, Mujhe investment प्लान बनाने में हेल्प करिए. So let me just type this. Let's see what it replies. Oh, all right. So it is typing its response in Hindi. It says, "Sure, मैं आपकी मदद करने के लिए तैयार हूँ. आप मुझे बता सकते हैं कि आपके पास कितना पैसा है और आप किस उद्देश्य के लिए पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं." Looks like very authentic हिंदी. आपकी उम्र, रिश्तेदार की संख्या और दूसरे निवेशकों के बारे में भी मुझे बताएं. So it's almost like a human version interacting with you. Isn't it brilliant? Let me know what do you think about this ChatGPT. One of the biggest advantage of ChatGPT is its ability to understand natural language and get the answers in a simple language. And since ChatGPT is built on machine learning and artificial intelligence, this model would continue to learn and become more efficient. And you can use ChatGPT for all sorts of queries. In this video, we only covered the personal finance and investment side of ChatGPT, but you can use it for practically every information that you need from internet. Having said this, one of the major cons of ChatGPT is that as of today, at the time of creating this video, the information you get is limited till 2021. So you can't fetch the latest or real-time information. Although you can always fetch the required website details to get the latest information. For example, if you want to know what are the websites that you need to follow to track the latest update on stock market, then simply type the query and you will get the answer. Another point to keep in mind is that you might get incorrect information. Since ChatGPT is in evolving stage, its response might not be 100% perfect. So make sure that you cross-check the information. Finally, as far as opportunities and threats are concerned, the entire world is divided into advantages and disadvantages of artificial intelligence in our life. For instance, ChatGPT can really make our life easy in terms of getting access to the information, but at the same time, it also poses risk of eliminating many jobs. For example, ChatGPT can make blogging completely irrelevant. Having said this, I'm certain that ChatGPT can't completely replace humans. At least, I don't envision it. But that is something only time will tell. Microsoft is already very bullish on ChatGPT as its search platform Bing has always struggled against Google search. So Microsoft invested in OpenAI, which is the parent company of ChatGPT, during early stages in 2019, and now it has invested $10 billion to own 49% stake in the company. So there is already a lot of investment going on into AI-based search tools, and it would be interesting to see if ChatGPT emerges as leader in internet search, or can Google retain its leadership. But overall, it is certainly a very, very exciting space to watch out. Now tell me in the comments, have you experienced ChatGPT and what is your take on this platform? I hope you find this analysis useful. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.